The next day of our Highland adventure was full of the amazing natural beauty of the Isle of Skye. We bid farewell to our beautiful monastery on the shores of Loch Ness and drove west to Skye. The Isle of Skye, off the west coast of Scotland, is known for its insane landscapes, unpredictable weather, and some of the most iconic views in the country. We've got one full day here, so we're trying to see as much as possible. Getting around Skye is an experience on its own. You've got narrow roads, sheep that absolutely do not care about your schedule, and views like this the entire way. Our first stop on the Isle of Skye was the old Sligachan Bridge. The bridge you see today dates back to around 1810 and was designed by the Scottish engineer Thomas Telford, who you might remember as the architect of the Caledonian Canal we walked across in Fort Augustus. He was responsible for a huge number of roads, bridges, and infrastructure projects across Scotland, especially in the Highlands. Back then, Skye was much more isolated than it is now, and this bridge was part of a broader effort to improve travel and connect remote communities. So while it looks small and peaceful today, it was actually a big deal for the transportation at the time. The bridge sits right at the foot of the Cullen Mountains, which are some of the most rugged and dramatic peaks in Scotland. Because of that, it's become one of the most photographed spots on Skye. But there's also a local legend here. Apparently, if you dip your face in the water under the bridge, you're supposed to be granted eternal beauty.
Just a nice scoop. That counts. Totally counts. Yay!
These two men in the statue are Norman Colley and John Mackenzie. In the late 1800s, they worked together to explore and map the Cullen Mountains, some of the most rugged terrain in Scotland. With some luck, the Scottish weather waited until lunchtime to start pouring down rain. We took shelter in a local restaurant to have some lunch and wait out the storm. Rick took the opportunity to try the local favorite soda, Iron Brew. To end the day, we made it to one last spot, and somehow the weather actually cooperated. We did a small portion of the hike to see the Old Man of Storr. This geologic feature was formed by an ancient landslide, but there's also a legend that a giant once lived here, and when he died, he became part of the landscape. That rock is supposed to be him, still looking out over the island, the Old Man of Storr. The hike up the path from the car park is about 3 miles round trip if you go all the way to the top. As we still had a few hours drive to make it to our accommodation for the night, we only walked part of the way up this steep graded path. The wind was whipping, but we were grateful that the lunchtime rain had stopped. While we did not have time to climb all the way to the top, the views were still amazing. As a small parting gift, the rain returned on our way back down, so we retreated back to the car. One day definitely wasn't enough for Skye, but it was enough to understand why people love it so much. See you next time for the final day of our Scottish Highlands adventure.